Transformers Chronicles. Arc 5, Allspark Arc.
Episode 1. Search for the Allspark. On their journey to Detroit, Michigan, the Autobots were told to find the Allspark without any human contact. But they went to Detroit anyway. In Detroit, almost everyone is aware of their technological advances. Even the SWAT team, who are out fighting a giant slug monster. The Autobots step in and try to fight the monster using their vehicle modes, but it wasn't enough. So, Episode 2. Starscream Rising. Team Prime is living the fame. As the Autobots adjust to life in Detroit, there's no telling when Decepticons will show up. Thanks to the girl named Tara Ryder, the Autobots have learned the ways of Earth. Then, during the ceremony of a new train, Decepticon attacks, and that Decepticon is none other than Starscream. Starscream demands the Allspark, but they don't know where it is. Team Prime and Starscream do battle to free the hostages and protect the Allspark. The Allspark glows and sends a blast that blows Starscream away. Luckily, RC saves Optimus from falling. Episode 3. Just another day at the base. Team Prime is introduced to their own base, an auto factory run by Tara's brother Mark. Meanwhile, Megatron awakes inside what seems to be Mark Roditsky's new lab, except he has amnesia. Then, as Team Prime adjusts to life in the base, Megatron takes control of the assembly line and attacks them. Luckily, RC finds out that the assembly line is being run by a virus. Team Prime, with Prowl's help, destroyed the control panel. Megatron is annoyed at the loss, so he seeks help from Marco. Episode 4, Lost and Found. As RC find two energy signals from space. Two Decepticons named Blitzwing and Lugnut were searching for Megatron. Then, they come to Earth looking for the Autobots. Team Prime arrives on the scene. Lugnut uses the POK, punch or kill everything, which sends the Autobots flying. They escape, but Blitzwing stops them. They fell into an army base where Lugnut scans a bomber plane, and Blitzwing scans both a fighter jet and a tank. The two Decepticons appear for Megatron's orders. Episode 5, Speed Demons. While investigating a street race joint in Detroit, Bumblebee and RC discovered a light blue race car speeding past them. Meanwhile, Knockout was doing a little form of research on street racing and travels to Detroit. Then, the same night the street race happens and Blitzwing spots the light blue car, as well as the Autobots and Knockout, and gets in on this race. Finally, the light blue racer speeds away before the others might catch up. Then, Episode 6, Headmasters R Us. While researching how Megatron, or rather, Megatron would provide Marco with helping out his new predicament, he gets visited by Henry Masters and his new invention, the Headmaster, which he doesn't like so much. Then, Team Prime and Mark visit an art museum where they can study the wonders of art. But then, the Headmaster takes Bulkhead's body, leaving him without a body, but a head. So, Team Prime races to rescue Bulkhead's body from the Headmaster, but he overpowers them. Then, Headmaster was defeated and runs away, but not without the power core reaching critical. So they use a makeshift robot to stop the core. Now, Episode 7, Dinobots on Ice. Remember that part where Teletron 1X told us a story about the Dinobots and how they got frozen in ice during the Ice Age? Well, during a prehistoric find, a Dinobot was taken to the base. Little did the Autobots know that he was once an ancient transformer. Then, the Dinobot awakes from his frozen slumber and starts rampaging out of the base and into the city. Then, the Dinobot starts to remember his name, as well as where he came from. The Autobots find Grimlock. Episode 8, Freezing Point. A Decepticon named Frostbite remembers something about the Ice Age, in which he remembers freezing the Dinobots. Meanwhile, as Grimlock stops the two Dinobots, he names the Pteranodon, Swoop, and the Triceratops, Slugger. But he sees two more icebergs coming, and they're both Dinobots. Frostbite awakens as soon as he sees the Stegosaurus and Brontosaurus come out of the ice. Then, Grimlock meets the Stegosaurus and Brontosaurus, who he named Sludge and Snarl. and discovers that Frostbite was the one who froze Grimlock. Episode 9, Construction Junction. At night, two construction vehicles wake up and transform, calling themselves Mixmaster and Scrapper. Then, they discover that the Autobots have been searching for parts needed for the Ark. Then, Starscream brings the two into the game by telling them the coordinates to the Allspark. Meanwhile, once the Autobots knew about the deal with Starscream, they were too late on their part. Episode 10, When it strikes the base, where was Soundwave after the Mind Flare arc? While he was living his spying days, he was stealing data from the Russians. Then he comes to the Autobots, disguising himself as a toy music robot. As soon as Terra's toy copies data from the base, Bulkhead starts to wonder if he's not what he seems. One night, Soundwave reverts back to his original form and declares a revolution. As Soundwave goes after Terra, Bulkhead steps in and finishes him off. Soundwave deployers take his parts to Shockwave. Episode 11, Call of the Wild. Bumblebee and Prowl go camping, but they need to watch out for anything scary, as long as Terra is here. Then they encounter a bunch of space barnacles, and Prowl is infected. Bumblebee and Terra team up to save Prowl. Meanwhile, Marco finds a body for Megan, who is overjoyed. Episodes 12 and 13, The Return of Megatron. Marco has brought Megatron's Megan's battered body in for studying, unaware that the Decepticons are searching for the key. Then, Optimus has doubts about his leadership, and when Prowl reveals that Bulkhead and RC sent the Dinobots to an unknown island, which makes things worse for the team. Then, Megatron is restored as the Autobots watch in horror. The revived Megatron bests the Autobots easily. Then, he kills Starscream for betraying him. Then, Team Prime gets their heads together as they find Megatron and the key. As Team Prime battles the Decepticons and Key, things look good for Megatron until Prime jams the key into Megatron's chest, defeating him. Team Prime has won, but Megatron has planned for Marco. Episode 14, The Elite Guard. While the Autobots are cleaning up Detroit, a Cybertronian ship lands on Detroit, which means the Elite Guard has arrived. Ultra Magnus erects a force field to shield them from organics and speaks to RC, since she hasn't heard from him. Then Optimus, his brother Sentinel Prime, and Ultra Magnus head to Dinobot Island. But the police drones are going haywire and attacking. As the Autobots battle the police drones, Optimus finally stands up to Sentinel and grabs the Allspark fragment. Ultra Magnus offers Optimus respect, much to Sentinel's chagrin. Episode 15, Headmaster returns. Having hired back to one person we don't want to see again, a new runner of Ditsky's company, Horace Powers restarts the Headmaster project. Then, Optimus and Sentinel were greeting the mayor with awkward results. Then, someone reduced Sentinel to just a head. The 1.5 Primes are forced to work together to get Sentinel's body back from the Headmaster, thanks to RC's help. Then, Optimus beats the Headmaster, but stays free, much to their chagrin. Episode 16, Mission Accomplished. After getting a call from Ironhide about Decepticon activity on Cybertron, Ultra Magnus begins to believe that Megatron is alive and kicking, which Sentinel brushes off as a lie told by Optimus. Magnus wants Team Prime back on Cybertron, including RC, who is pissed at what Sentinel was thinking. Meanwhile, Megatron gives a speech to all Decepticons scattered, while beating the stuff out of Starscream, over and over again. As the elites take care of the Allspark, Team Prime takes a win. Then, Starscream appears in battles till Optimus captures him. Episode 17, Alpha Trion. Optimus Prime hasn't heard from Alpha Trion since he escaped to Earth. So, he warns Optimus about the revival of Unicron and the coming of Unicron's followers, and especially the seeds of Unicron. Meanwhile, Megatron hears Unicron's voice, saying that his followers are planning something big, like finding the seeds of Unicron. Episode 18, Omega Supreme. Megatron takes Mixmaster and Scrapper under his wing and turns them into Constructicons. Then, Starscream calls on his Seekers to defeat Megatron. Meanwhile, RC tracks the light blue car, which happens to be Blur, and scolds the team for interfering with the Elite Guard. The Decepticons watch the captured Bulkhead and Marco, while the Autobots find Megatron and their captives overrun by Starscream Seekers. Then, Ratchet finds the Ark's defense system, which awakens Omega Supreme and fights the Decepticons. The space bridge was activated until it went haywire. Episode 19, Transwarp Trouble. As the Elite Guard forces are being pushed back against Team Char the Decepticons, Megatron and Starscream's head end up in the Ark, Omega Supreme, where they would start new plans. Meanwhile, Bumblebee was transported to an asteroid-like planet, then transported again back home as a Rock Lord. Then as the Autobots struggle, a new hero named Sorry appears and saves Bumblebee, but not without him stopping Sorry from overloading and getting impaled. As Bumblebee recovers, he regains his destroyed voice module, but not without Omega Supreme under Megatron's control. Then Omega disappears as the fight kept going on. Episode 20, Grimlock's Rage. On Dinobot Island, Grimlock was struck by lightning in the head, which causes him to regain his intelligence. But he still remembers how he got frozen all this time, and whoever froze his kind. So, Grimlock travels back to Detroit, where he meets the Autobots again, and boy, were they surprised at what Grimlock has become. Bulkhead, Prowl, and RC took a tour of the entire city with Grimlock, but he remembered something about the one who froze him. So, he meets Frostbite, and once he remembered, his eyes glowed. Episode 21, You're Welcome, Grimlock. Grimlock can't keep his rage in check as he fights Frostbite, with the latter refusing to fight. Bulkhead tries to calm him down, but to no avail. Having lost track of Frostbite, Grimlock was captured by Decepticons still on Earth, Knockout and Breakdown. Grimlock starts to remember something about Decepticons and why he wants revenge for what they did to him. Then, the Autobots free Grimlock, who starts to rage. A battle erupts as soon as Grimlock rages out. Then, in all this confusion, Grimlock goes back to his island, where he encounters someone who resembles him in scorn. The Autobots see Grimlock for who he is. Thank you, Grimlock. Episode 22. Thank you for flying Decepticon Airlines. The Elite Guard ship was ensnared by a purple storm that brings here a Decepticon arms dealer named Swindle, who frees Lugnut and company for reasons unknown. Then Swindle offers up a deal, give the Decepticons freedom, and Megatron is his to serve. While the attack was going smoothly, an unexpected encounter by Optimus Prime derailed some plans. As Optimus deals with the Decepticons, Swindle steals some stuff from the ship, then leaves to tell his friends, the combat icons. Sentinel Prime, having experienced the predicament, takes Episode 23, The Boss is in. Back on Earth, Bulkhead and Marco are spending the night working on a new space bridge, with some awkward results, thanks to Lugnut. Then he asks the Constructicons for help, then finds a forklift, which transforms into a Constructicon named Lead Boss. While Lead Boss leads the Constructicons to steal some oil, Bulkhead and Marco try to keep the space bridge stable. Episode 24. Just another day on Cybertron. When Fanzone enters a space bridge, he was transported to Cybertron. But he's not alone. Ratchet is here too. When they see Cybertron under Sentinel Prime's control, he and the Elite Guard show up. Then Megatron is waiting for someone to deliver the access codes to control Omega Supreme. Sentinel announces that they fire on Omega, but not without Ratchet warning him about the consequences. Meanwhile, Ratchet and Fanzone look for a way in without getting caught. Then find Shockwave, who is looking for the one who knows the codes. RC. Shockwave reunites with Megatron, holding Episodes 25 and 26, Showdown. As the Decepticons try to get the access codes from RC via CPP, the Autobots think of ways to counter the Decepticons' new plans. Then, Optimus gets a flying jetpack called the Wing Booster. As soon as they finish getting into RC's head, the Decepticons have the Lugnut Supremes head to Earth for one final battle with the Autobots. The Lugnut Supremes are here on Earth. With time running out, the Autobots stand firm against them, with the help of Detroit's finest. Then on the moon, Bumblebee and Bulkhead defeat Shockwave, and Ratchet rescues RC. Then Optimus and Megatron have one last battle. Prowl sacrifices a spark to save Detroit. Optimus Prime finally defeats Megatron. Back on Cybertron, Team Prime is hailed as heroes, and the war's over. Special Episode 3, Place at the Table. Next time, Decepticon Hunt Arc.